double fanny pack. Shit's getting serious around here. Weighed 225 pounds this morning. I'm still a fat fuck. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm keeping a lot of the muscle mass. I also don't have all the same inputs I normally have for training in terms of lifting. I am lifting pretty hard, but there's not a focus on hypertrophy. I'm not really trying to keep muscle mass. And it might be annoying for some of you kind of hard gainers out there, but I actually have never really focused much on hypertrophy and always been able to hold on to a lot of muscle. I think a lot of that has to do with, being a power lifter and doing the type of training that's necessary for powerlifting helped me to hold on to a lot of body weight. Plus, another key component to powerlifting is to really have those calories in excess and to gain a lot of body weight and a lot of body size. So I was all the way up to 330 pounds, and nowadays I'm about 225 in the morning. For the Boston Marathon, I would prefer to be between 210 and 215. I just think being a little bit lighter, I think will be really helpful. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the shit that I have on right here. I like running in a beanie because the beanie helps keep the earbuds in a little easier. I know these probably aren't the healthiest thing for me. It's probably gonna nuke my brain, but I'll work on that some other time. I also like this helps keep the sweat out of my eyes. So any type of beanie or something that goes over the ears, I think can be really useful just in helping to keep your earphones in. I got these David Weck propulsors. What do these things do? You guys seen me talk about them. You can make whatever you want out of these, and you can kind of say like they're gimmick or whatever, but I'm finding them to be really useful where I don't really even like to run without them. So I'm going to use them probably for the majority of today's run. Today's run calls for 15 intervals, and the intervals are done at 1 minute. It's a 1 minute, not like all out, but all out in consideration with the fact that you got to hang on for a minute, and all out given the fact that there's going to be 12 to 15 of these bitches. So all of this is supposed to be done in a 1 hour time frame. That has come down over the last couple weeks from my programming from Dan Garner. It started at 90 minutes and there was less sprints in there. So you get the idea that there's less time in between. And also with each sprint, I'm jogging in between. That's an important thing to take note of, is that it's not a complete rest. It's not just like completely stop. I'll go at like a 12-minute mile pace. And you're gonna see me messing with my phone a lot today. It's kind of annoying, but it's also a little part of the territory of what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure I'm running specific times. But I'm gonna start the workout out with this, and I'm gonna also start the workout out with some hostage tape. And again, you can make whatever negative comments. I'm not gonna focus in on them. I don't feed the trolls. But I found that by wearing this in the warm-up, it keeps my warm-up nice and mild, and it puts a little governor on my warm-up. So I probably for today, just wear this for about 5 minutes. I already did a mile, little jaunt around the block, but I'm gonna warm up just a little bit more. I'm gonna put this on. This is tape, to tape the mouth shut, and to breathe in and out of the nose. When you're breathing in and out of the nose, it causes a training response that is maybe somewhat akin to some of the training that you might get at altitude, but it's also just another stressor. So that's the way I like to look at it. It's an extra little stressor. I'm gonna run very slowly with this on, and I'm gonna start my warm-up. That's the warm-up right there. I highly recommend these propulsors from Weck Method, David Weck. Please consider them. I think they're really awesome. And I think for those of you that just want to go out on a walk, they can be great for even just a walk. And let's just say your body's real stiff, used to be a former bodybuilder or power lifter, or just you've been away from your sport that you played when you were young. You don't have much athleticism anymore, and the body has become really stiff. So what we can do is, as we walk with these, we can go like this. You hear that noise? What that will do, it'll get my spine to go back and forth, back and forth. Same if I was playing tennis, same if I was throwing a ball, gonna get my body to go, if I was throwing punches, get my body to go back and forth, back and forth. If I was dribbling a basketball and trying to cut, playing football, trying to cut, trying to make a move on somebody, right? It's all related to that. So these, doesn't matter if you're 70 or if you're 17, you can get these in rhythm with your foot. Right foot lands, right hand up. Left foot lands, left foot up. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Some forward locomotion, because there's internal rotation of the upper body and external rotation of the upper body, as well as internal and external rotation of the lower body. These things are going in this figure 8 pattern. The foot, when it lands, the back foot is supposed to kind of spin out that way a bit. It's not going to happen in everybody because we're all quite different. But this heel, in my opinion, should come back not like this, which is what happens to me a lot, but I'm working on it, but it should come back more like that, where that heel is in a straighter position. So we can hone in on that as well while we're doing this, and we can work on, I like to say feet straight, but even beyond feet straight, the next level of feet straight is to try to go with your knees almost inward. Now, if you're already kind of pigeon-toed like this, then you don't have to worry about that. You might have to actually change so you're a little straighter. But for most of us, a lot of guys, people that wrestle, people that just aren't informed about gait and how to run and walk properly, maybe never got this instruction before. But we want our torso going like this. This shoulder is low, this shoulder is high. The shoulder's low, the shoulder's high. We got this pattern here. And there's flexing of the lat going on. So as I go to take my step, I'm going here, boom, shorten the lat, but you're lengthening on the other side. Shortening the lat on this side, taking another step, kaboom. Now this is really exaggerated, but this is the way that it should start to look. So even just on a casual walk, for those of you that have been doing the 10-minute walks, like I've been suggesting for many years, 2 to 3 10-minute walks in some scientific literature, it's been studied to be more powerful than the pharmaceutical drug metformin when they were equating for and they were checking, I believe, blood glucose levels. I might have some of that off a little bit, but basically a postprandial walk, a walk after some meals, 2 to 3 times a day. 3 times a day would be the magic spot. 5 minutes out, 5 minutes back, that's a 10-minute walk. On your 10-minute walks, why not bring something that's gonna actually assist you to probably burn a little bit more calories, get your NEAT up a little bit, because on your 10-minute walks, you're probably kind of like this, just kind of strolling. Well, now we can go on a purposeful walk where this gets you off your phone as well, because now the hands are occupied, and now you're kind of screwed. Right? How does this pertain to some forward locomotion? Pertains to some forward locomotion in terms of a run, just like this. That's how it looks when you start to actually run. And what I've learned is, the more head over foot that I go, the safer that I feel. Run itself might look a little odd. Maybe I'm not breaking any speed records, but I know that it feels good and it feels safe. So here goes. Boom, boom, back. Boom, boom, boom. Pull the elbows back. Wind up, rotate, and tilt. There we go. There's our first 1-minute interval. Remember when Mario, he'd jump and hit his head, you get the mushroom, and he'd go whoop, 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 and he get all jacked. That's what we're trying to do in life. We're trying to gamify stuff. This makes this fun for me. You're also getting a little bit of a workout. Each one of these is 12 ounces, and it really gets the arms working in unison with the upper body. So I'm going to use this for a lot of my training. When I go and do the Boston Marathon, I'm not going to have the extra 24 ounces with me. I'll feel lighter. I'll feel strong. It's like 1,000 reps like this. Try this. Take your hands. Have them be kind of loose, but stiffen them out like this. Like that, okay? And push the ground down by your hip. Push the ground down by your hip. Like someone's trying to take you down. You're trying to push them off. Get it like a full flex tricep, not just here, not just this, which will turn into that, but exaggerate it for now and go right down on the leg. In addition to that, so we're doing that every time we come to that side. So we're doing it on the left as well, okay? Left and right, left and right. Bang, 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 bang. Then we can turn that into just trying to drive the knees forward. It feels really, really good. But you're trying to get a pop off the hip. So shove downward, almost like a dip. Dip, the dip at the hip, the dip at the hip, and we're also leaning to that side. So a dip at the hip, but you're leaning to that side, almost reaching towards your knee. Okay? So here's what a normal run would look like. Kind of stiff in here, right? If I take the arms, people talk about loosening up the shoulders. It's not really loosening up the shoulders, it's more like using your shoulders, I think. So now it looks like this. Pop, 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 pop. Lean to that side. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're in the next interval right here. We're going to go for it. Boom, boom, boom. Push it down. Push it down. Pushing down. Lean to the side. Dip at the hip. And you're going down hard, and you get a good skip back up. You're running smooth and light. At least that's the way it feels for me. Not sure how it looks. Shout out to my cameraman, Ryan Soper. We got cars everywhere out here. He's on a one wheel doing this shit. I got it easy with my run. 20 more seconds, I'll hang in there for. Then 5, 3, 2, open it out, baby. This is a lot of fun for me. Feels amazing. I know where this body's been. I know what it's done. I know where I pushed it. So I'm extremely grateful that I can still withstand whatever I throw at it. Makes me feel amazing. Helps me feel empowered. Get a little liquid. Fuel up for the last couple runs. I think a really key ingredient in your workouts is that you set yourself up to have a good workout. Now, unfortunately, right now I'm pushing into our podcast time, so I'm actually a little bit late for something else. I gotta do a little better job on that. But I think you'll find it to be really important with your workouts that you give them the time that they need and give them the whatever the hydration is that you need, food or recovery or sleep, whatever it is, set yourself up the best possible way so you can have good inputs, so you can have good workouts. I tend to undervalue that, and people say you can't do this, you can't do that, but I don't think people really know because so many people aren't optimizing for anything. Keep your workouts what they need, the rest they need, the food they need. I think too many people have shitty workouts. And they have shitty workout after shitty workout, and they let that kind of be the standard. It's not because people don't want to work hard. It's just sometimes they don't understand it takes a lot to work out every day or to work out regularly. It's kind of a full-time job. Even for those of you that are just trying to manage some body weight, just trying to have a little bit of muscle mass. It's a full-time job. It takes a minimum every day, it's my theory, of 4 hours. Yep. 4 hours of fitness every day to maintain a good body weight. Work that out in your head. Think about it. Challenge me on it. I learned that from Joel Green. And I thought, what a stupid statement. That's the problem with fitness. It takes 4 hours. 4 hours of what? Like run a marathon every day? No. It takes 4 hours for you to get your clothes organized, for you to shower, for you to pack your stuff for the day for work, for you to food prep, for you to think intelligently about where you're going to eat lunch, what you're going to have for dinner. It takes thought, it takes time to thaw food out from the freezer. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It doesn't take that much time, but it's not free either. It takes time. It costs time and it costs money. It costs you time and it costs you money every day. And it picks at you every single day. And that's the frustrating thing about it. People say they don't have time for it. I kind of understand what they mean. They don't have time to adjust the old habits that they had and shift them into these new habits. It could cut time other places, but that's the same thing as telling you not to have your Starbucks coffee to save money or to not have the same phone as me, because why would you have the same phone as me when I make millions of dollars every year? Doesn't make any sense. Got the same shoes as me, same phone as me, same Wi-Fi as me, same streaming service as me. But to ask people to cut these things out is not a great thing. And so when it comes to your fitness, it's a matter of like replacing things slowly over time and getting out on a couple 10-minute walks a day. Then maybe those walks turn into jogs like they did for me. Maybe a little bit of lifting when you're a kid turns into a full-on powerlifting career like it did for me. This is what I like to do. This is what I signed up to do. No hate. No hate on myself. Best form of self-love you can give yourself is to learn a skill set. Become great at it. It'll make you feel spectacular. Make you feel like somebody. Make you feel valuable. Woo! Yeah. Legs are burning. Remember how scared you used to be? Remember how tentative you used to be? Remember how dumb you fucking felt? Remember how useless you felt? Woo! Put the work in. You'll never have to feel that way again. Maybe you are currently worthless. Maybe you deserve to be made fun of. Maybe there's a reason why you're bullied or talked about behind your back. Maybe there's a lot of errors you got to work on. And maybe those people are talking about you, maybe they have a lot of errors and a lot of pain in their heart because they're not putting up points on the scoreboard of life either. You go out there each and every day, you put up points on the scoreboard of life, you are not worried or concerned about what other people are doing. That will dissipate. There'll be less and less of that over time. You'll be more honed in and more focused on you and what you need to move yourself forward and to get yourself better. Then you get yourself better, then you can help other people. When you're able to help other people, it's one of the most interesting things in the world. It feels like a selfless act, but it's probably the most selfish thing that you ever do. Because when you strengthen others, you're empowering yourself like a motherfucker, like you wouldn't believe. You turn a little spark of enthusiasm into a roaring blaze into other people's lives, set their hearts on fire. You'll be surprised and shocked at what that will do for you, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and probably even financially. Strength is never weakness, and weakness is never strength.